that dream is green. And I don't mean material things. Freedom to the land, child, woman, and man. As we take up for what we stand. Better days and better nights. As we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we wanna see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the sake of us.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. No more failing, telling me and beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I wasn't part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. All glory goes to He that causes us all to be. Oh. And if they're thinking we can, we show them that just as long as we stand. A monument, we the people can't be broken as long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. For the sake of us. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. I see my people rising, yeah.
Shalom, shalom, Aboker Tob, shalom, Aboker Tob, Shmi Nasi Karashi Shema, Ani Mepeleh Shehakol Beseder Kem Aboker, O Hayom, PCR, I am Chief Pressure. I pray or I hope all is well with you all today or this morning. For those of you that's watching back on this, welcome to another segment of Korea Liphillah, which is a call to prayer. Right, a call to prayer. And I always open up by explaining what that means. Most people are used to prayer calls where people come on and they are all praying together, speaking on different matters that may be going on. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the reason we're using the Hebrew in this sense of a call to prayer, when you think of call, that same root within Korea is similar to the word in Hebrew for Leviticus. And Leviticus is Wa'ikra. Korea, Wa'ikra, right? And Wa'ikra is and he called. We understand that the Torah was given to Moshe by Hamelech Elion, or the Supreme King. And in that, he gave him instructions to give to the people. So he was called, and he called, the Most High called him. And with that, it's another word that has the same root, likro, right? Korea Liphillah, and he called. Korea Liphillah, called a prayer, I'm sorry. And Wa'ikra, and he called. But another word, likro, to read. So you're getting called, but then you need to understand what's being said to you and then make it available for those that are you're being sent to bring it to. So you have to read to them. You have to explain what it is you are bringing out. So that's what we do here we go through passages, we go through scripture, and we read. And in that reading, we try to pull out what we can attach to our lives here in 2025, soon to be 2026 in the U.S. And then from there, we go into a corporate prayer, right? A corporate intercession. The reason we take a seat back to allow you all to email us if you want us to pray on your behalf is to make sure that we approach that prayer pure as possible, right? A lot of people ask people to pray for them, and that person could have just committed adultery. That person could have just hated his brother or her brother or sister in their heart, or did a plethora of things that was literally against Hamelech HaLeon or the Most High. So we want to make sure when we go into prayer for you that everything is pure, right? And that's what we suggest too. We shouldn't ask everyone to pray for us. So that's what we do here for Liphillah, or call to prayer. We go through the reading, and then we do a corporate prayer for the people, for the Most High's people. And if anyone needs a personal prayer on your behalf, just reach out to us, and then we will do that for you. Now, that isn't to say if someone was in need right at that moment, and it was a moment of, life or unaliving, right? We will go ahead and do it for their sake right then and there. But this is the cultural way in which we go about it. All right, so we're going to go back into Psalms 119. We left off at Psalms 119 and 80. 119 and 80. 1 second, I want to let it be known that we are doing a prayer call now. But we're going to be in Psalms 119 and 80. We're going to bring out a couple things that we can hopefully pull from. And what we entitled it is I Have Not Moved Away. I said I'll stop titling it because I'm putting thumbnails on it so all the prayer calls won't look the same and people can find whichever one that really hit home for them. And sometimes people go back and they listen back again. All right, I'm making this one post really quickly, and then we will continue. All right. All right. Let's continue. All right, so we're going to be in the book of Psalm 119. Psalms 119. Where is it at? There it is. All right. So we ended up probably around 82, but I want to start at 80 again, and then we'll go from there. So it says, may my heart be blameless in your statutes. May my heart be blameless in your statutes. So why isn't it not being leading with the action? This is something to really think about. Why is it not leading with the action? Because in order to be blameless physically in the action that you do, you have to be blameless in the way that you think, right? Scripture also says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart or my mind be acceptable in your sight, right? So being blameless in heart and mind, how you think, in the statutes, right? Statutes is really heavily dealing with judgments, but the judgments is heavily being dealt with or dealing with how you treat people. Right, treat people, the people of the Most High. That's really heavily what the statutes is really dealing with. So let my heart, my thought, how I think, be blameless in your statutes, right? So that I would not be ashamed. Why will you be ashamed if you're not focused on being blameless? Because if you are someone that truly focuses on pleasing the Most High, and you slip here and there, right? You will be ashamed. because you know what you're supposed to be doing. So the main thing that this person is speaking on and encouraging us through their writings is the thought process needs to be intentional. We need to focus on that, especially when it's dealing with the statutes of the Most High, because now you're really dealing with how to treat the people of the Most High, how to make proper judgments, how to move within the community setting, how to move within covenants. This is very important. Today in 2025, that's not being, it's being picked and we're picking and choosing how we want to operate with one another. We're not understanding that sometimes you may, part ways too. I'm using that example very specifically because sometimes people believe that we are supposed to always be around one another, or if that season that you're around this individual or these people, if you pull back, then now you are subject to be judged according to that. It's a lot of different scenarios that we could think about of false judgment or improper judgment that causes a continued cycle within our community of how, or of misrepresenting the literature, misrepresenting the scripture as far as how it pertains to how we operate. It's a lot of misconceptions. It's a lot of misunderstandings, and there's a lot of false teachings as it applies to that. And we have to get out of that. So it says, may my heart be blameless in your statutes so that I will not be ashamed. My soul languishes for your salvation. I wait for your word, right? Salvation typically has to come from the word first, because the word has to be put in place on what to do, what is needed to be done. Something has to be strategically there for salvation to truly, appear. Right. So I love the fact that it says my soul languages for your salvation. I wait for your word. That is going to be the key on how I'm saved. What's said in your word is going to be how I'm saved. Right. And the word is there. It's already there for us. So it's in place. It tells us how to be saved. It tells us how to overcome these things that we're going to be faced with, right? It's going to show us how to save ourselves from putting ourselves in situations that will cause us to fail. Many of us are just getting the word later after we done all the things that we did, right? But it's still going to put us in the proper position. In this context, we know that these individuals was actually in those days. So they have a different dispensation. They have a different perspective than we do, right? But these things was written for us so that we can know what it is that was given. My eyes fail with longing for your word, while I say, when will you comfort me? Though I have become like a wineskin in the smoke, I do not forget your statutes. I think it's very interesting, very important why this individual is so focused on statutes. I've been talking about the statutes for a couple of weeks now. I think this is one of the most important things that we're missing. I think that this is the, what people say, weightier matters. I think this is the circumcising of our mind that's spoken about in Devarim or Deuteronomy 10 and 16. These statutes are very important. So he said, though I have become like a wineskin in the smoke, right? What is a wine skin in the smoke, right? Leather wine skin made from like an animal, right? And when it's like exposed to smoke, that leather dries out. It shrivels, it becomes darkened. That's why you see the picture that I put up of it right next to him. It becomes dark and becomes brittle and stiff, right? But it doesn't destroy it immediately. So he's saying at this point, I am worn down. I am dried out. I'm visibly affected. A little bit of suffering, delay. I bear the marks of hardship. right? But I'm not moved. I haven't abandoned the covenant at all. These things is extremely important. It gives you an idea of servants of the Most High will be worn down. Everything is not going to be simple. Everything is not going to be easy. Even when you're up for a while, there could be a moment, you know. So this is kind of past. I'm saying this to most of you that may be new on this journey, on this path, and expecting it to be just going straight up. But it's not realistic. It's still real life. And we need to understand that, because a lot of people have, left, failed, pulled back due to expectations that we put on this path. Expectations, and we have removed the reality within the expectations. And that causes us to what he or this author is saying, I do not forget your statutes, but it causes us to forget it because we don't understand the reality within the expectations that we place, right? How many are the days of your servant? When will you execute judgment on those who persecute me? We hear people talk about being persecuted often, but but it's a lot of times it can be the very people that's speaking of the persecution that's doing the persecuting. Right? It's like the other day when I was talking about context. A lot of people say context. Even those that don't understand context will say, well, you have to understand the context. Even those that do not understand the context of the subject or the matter that they're speaking of, they still will say, you have to understand the context. But when you read this, how many are the days of your servant? Many of us are called ourselves the Most High servant, simply because Bnei Yisrael or Israel is a servant of the Most High. But that's not all of us individually. If that was the case, the Most High would not have removed a lot of individuals because they were not servants of the Most High. Right? Well, you're contradicting yourself. Okay, well, let's just say they was false servants. They weren't faithful servants there, right? But then you say, then it says, when will you execute judgment on those who persecute me? I'm applying this and aligning this with the context part because we have so many false narratives that's put out in our community, and we bring it to individuals and people that may not know the full matter. That's another part of our scripture that tells us to basically learn everything first. Don't just go with what someone's telling you. Get the full knowledge and understanding so that you won't be labeled or looked at as a fool. So now when these individuals or people are saying that they're being persecuted, you will be able to say, well, I understand your perspective, but you're actually the one that's doing it according to what you just told me, according to the information that I extracted from what I heard. Right? Everyone's not being persecuted, just like everyone don't understand context, even though they say that verbiage. This is individuals who are really being persecuted for no reason. None. A lot of times, those of us that are saying these things about someone persecuting us are the very individuals that have treated that person or those people wrong, who they're speaking about, falsely sharing information, not giving the full matter of things. These things matter. This is why he continues to talk about, when we scroll up a little bit, statutes. I do not forget your statutes. Statutes is heavily talked about, but it's not heavily talked about in our community. Because the statutes is, as I stated already, the statutes is the part that speaks more so on the balanced judgment, how to operate with one another, treat your brother, treat the Most High's people. It's dealing mostly with those statutes. Let's keep going. The arrogant have dug pits for me, people who are not in accord with your law. So in this time, who do we think this individual is talking about? This individual isn't talking about somebody in the other nations. The arrogant have dug pits for me. People who are not in accord with your law. It is people who are not in accord with the Most High's law who claims to keep the commandments and the laws of the Most High. Who claims to keep it. This is why calling anybody and everyone your brother, your sister, I understand the corporate use of brother and sister. I get that. The reason I push against it so much is because so many people are hurt or get themselves hurt because they committed with someone as being their brother and their sister. And then now it's a whole circle of slandering being done on both parts that did not put in the work and the time to find out if this person, if I wanted this individual to be a friend, a brother, or a sister. We've lost the cultural understanding of how we moved back then. Again, I always use this example. Who was the enemies of Dawit? Sometimes his own people. Who was trying to kill him? His own people. So if we know this, and if you don't know it and didn't know it, now you know it now. If we know this, why do we call any and everybody our brother and sister so quickly and just met them, don't know them? All your commandments are faithful. They have persecuted me with a lie. Help me. They have persecuted me with a lie, right? These people who are not in accord with your law, right? This people is not, this word more than likely not in there in Hebrew, but the arrogant have dug pits for me who are not in accord with your law. All your commandments are faithful. They have persecuted me with a lie. Help me. They almost destroyed me on earth, but as for me, I did not abandon your commands, your precepts. Shalom, shalom, Boker Tov. Unrealistic expectations are detrimental to progress. This is true. And this is also why, we come in this, as I stated earlier when this was made, we come into this path. And I mean, I understand the desire and the it's like candy, oh my goodness, this is who I am. Oh, this is amazing. I'm going to X, Y, and Z. But then we see the people within it. And it's like the expectations is like not met. It's you're upset. You're like, wow, I thought this was, but we have the realistic side of it is we're still the same people before we came in here. Before we found out who we are, we're still that. It takes time to progress, especially for those that are seeking to progress. But if we read the scripture, we know that there were way more people who weren't focused on progressing than there were those that were trying to progress. And if we know that, and if we keep that in our mind, it will cause us to, the ones that are faithful and sincere, it will cause us to continue going forward no matter what. Revive me according to your faithfulness so that I may keep the testimony of your mouth. Revive me. Why do we need reviving? One of the best ways to have that constantly is to be constantly in communication, right, with the Most High God. We see that he said, I wait on your word. I wait on your word. Doesn't technically have to mean that you're literally sitting there waiting. The Most High is about to actually speak to you. But waiting on your word could literally be, I'm going to your scripts. right? I'm not moving too quickly on things that just comes or pops up in my mind. I'm going to be instructed, encouraged, and in the way of the Most High through His scripture, right? Or through someone that you trust that's righteous. So revive me according to your faithfulness. What is according to the Most High's faithfulness? The Most High is faithful with being there for you if you are obedient to Him. The Most High is faithful with sending someone in your path that may share information that you need or can encourage you or direct you, but you have to be willing to receive that from who He's sending, and you have to be able to see it and understand who He's sending. And one of the best ways to know that is to get around people who are in accord with the Most High's law. Well, how do I know that? You have to know the law. You have to know the statute, how statutes work. You have to know how the ordinance work. If you do not know that, then pray to the Most High. Ask the Most High to send someone that does, that can help you. Because apparently, a lot of us don't. And I can say that boldly and authoritatively. Why? Because many of us are failing in one of the most important basic things, and that's relationships. I'm not even just talking about relationships, man and woman. I'm talking about relationships in general. We are failing in that across the board. So if we're failing in that across the board, even within our own assemblies, then it's something that we are missing. All right, revive me according to your faithfulness so that I may keep the testimony of your mouth. What's the testimony of the Most High's mouth? So I may keep the testimony of your mouth. Keep that in mind. Forever, Hamalekah, your word stands in heaven. Your faithfulness continues throughout generations. You established the earth and it stands. Don't let no one tell you that the Most High is not present today. It says your faithfulness continues throughout generations. Your faithfulness throughout generations is always there. Every generation, this generation here, 2025, going into the United States, 2026, the Most High is faithful. If we don't believe the Most High to be faithful, it may be because we're not faithful to Him, or we're not faithful to the Most High, to the Supreme King. So of course we're not going to receive or feel that the Most High is being faithful to us. And then our expectations, again, go that word expectations. Our expectations and understanding of what faithfulness is not cultural. We think that because we're failing or we're not getting the things that we want or we desire, then the Most High is not faithful to us. That's not the case. Our understanding of our needs and our wants may not be in alignment with what the Most High knows we need. You got to remember, we're in a different culture right now. And if we have not attached ourselves to our forefathers, our foremothers' understanding of their culture back then we're going to continue to think that the Most High is not being faithful to us and He's not present in this generation like this. Because our goals and our wants is applied to this modern understanding of what needs are. This is a lot of us. You established the earth and it stands. They stand this day by your ordinances. For all things are your servants. For all things are your servants. What does that mean? Everything that the Most High created is here. People that are not the servants of the Most High, they're still going to have access in some capacity to it. We all get the rain. We all get the sunlight. We all get the air. But it says They stand this day by your ordinances, for all things are your servants. The servants of the Most High. These things is without a doubt given to them, given to us. Those are the servants. But we have to understand the difference of the Most High being faithful to us, right? And the Most High not being faithful to us because we're not getting the things that we want or the expectations that we have. I should have this house. I should have this car. I should be able to pay for all of this. What am I doing wrong? Why am I not able to do it? That does not mean the Most High is not faithful to you. That may just mean you may be doing something that's not really what he put in place for you to do, or your expectations of what you deserve and what you're getting is unrealistic. Dial it down a little bit. Bring it down just a little bit. Give some of the stuff that you have away if you can't really hold on to it. Doesn't make you less than someone else that has all of this. So it's just little things like that we have to look at, right? If your law had not been my delight, then I would have perished in my misery. Why? Because it's chaos out here. It's chaos out here. One of the subjects that destroys most of us from trauma is the lack of order and structure in relationships. Then I would have perished in my misery. I would have been miserable if it wasn't for this law. This law governs everything. Shalom, shalom, Adoni. This law governs everything. These ordinances, right, governs everything. Look, they stand this, watch, you have established the earth. It stands. They stand this day by your ordinances. Can you imagine if the ordinances wasn't in place by Hamelech Leon? It'd be chaos with all the things that he created. The earth. So when he stated, when this is being stated, if your law had not been my delight, then I would have perished in my misery. Why? I would have been miserable. And guess what? Many of us are. Those outside of this truth, as so-called black people, many of us are miserable. Because we're taking on the cultures and the ways of those outside of us. We don't act like we are, but we are. And those that's been a Israel in this path, a lot of us are miserable because there's no order or structure. Remember ordinances. It's none of that being really put in place. We're saying it, commandments, statutes, ordinances, law, judgments. We're saying it, but we're still miserable because we're not doing it. We're still miserable because we don't have it. We understand that we don't like stuff that's going on, right? I'd rather be by myself. That means you're miserable on that part, but we rather do that because we don't want the very things that can keep us from being miserable. And that's structure, statutes, ordinances. That's the very thing. The very thing. All right. I will never forget your precepts, for by them you have revived me. So you revived. Why? Because there structure around, structure involved. Many of us are not keeping these commandments. Especially, I was talking to Chief Prince Abula, and he was telling me about a comment that he put. And the comment is facts. A lot of people who are on this path are by themselves, right? and they're seeing things that's happening. They're seeing things that's popping up. And most of the things that they're experiencing is not due to being a part of an organization. Most people that we see that talk about organizations, assemblies, or camps, people say, have not been in one. They're on the internet. So a lot of people are not liking this path or not wanting to be in this path or wanting to be alone, not because they was actually a part of any organization. It's mainly because they are on social media. They're seeing things that's being said on social media, so they go off that. And then they create a post and say, see, this is why, but they never been a part of anything. A false balance is abomination to the Most High. Hamalek Alion. Why am I bringing it out? Because we're not bringing things out on a level playing field. When we're saying things, we're bringing things up. We're not doing that. And what that does when we're not doing it, it causes to create more individuals that regurgitate what's being said, and they didn't even apply this to their lives. I circle back to what I stated when I first opened up this morning, and I brought out a lot of us don't understand, and I'm not saying this is what we should do, but okay, if you part ways, you can part ways without creating chaos. Why? Because that expectation was too great. But what if the ways that you all were on was parted because the initial coming together was not established in covenant? Covenants matter. Covenants conceal and fix most of what we're going through. Covenants is a commandment. It's a way of life. It's a culture. It's a righteous order. Covenants. We see that all through the text, all through the Torah. How many of us make covenants with each other? A real covenant. How many? All right. So he stated that, for by them you have revived me through your commands. I will never forget your commands or your precepts, for by them you have revived me. I am yours. Save me, for I have sought your precepts. I sought it. I seek it. Your commands. Sometimes the Most High's commands is through his servant, through a messenger. Are you seeking that? Are we seeking that? I'm just reading what this is saying. I'm also understanding the cultural view of it. And I think that's what we all should be focusing on. That we are identifying ourselves with a culture that brings chaos to our communities. We're identifying ourselves with a culture that is bringing chaos to our communities. Each group has their specific things that they abide by. There's some universal laws that's in place that most people do, and I think comes from a lot of times the Torah. But there are different things that's done within each group, even within the tribes. They had pillars of what they did for the people. I mean, they had pillars that all the people went by, but there were still differences. All right. The wicked wait for me to destroy me. I will diligently consider your testimonies. All right. We're going to close out there. And I'll read this last one. I have seen a limit to all perfection. This isn't the perfection that you all think, like Tom or Tamim perfect or anything like that. This is, when you think of limit, right? A limit to all perfection. What does that even mean? What's the limit? The limit is really the end of your life, right? This tickle. I think this is the word. Tickle comes from the root kaf lamed hey, and this is like cease, like it's no more. That limit is no more. Your life is just done. But the commandment is exceedingly broad. It doesn't go. It's there. And that is what we have to apply to the things that we create and we establish. We need rules and things like that can allow this organization or a group that you may be a part of or groups that you may establish to keep going, to be broad, right? And when I'm looking at that broad, I'm speaking from a standpoint of it's nothing that can contain it. It's going to be there. Whether you're there or whether you're not there, it will continue and it will remain established. This is what we need to focus on. Without further ado, you all, if you have any prayer requests, please make sure that you email us at houseofbalance12@gmail.com. If you would like us to pray on your behalf, all we ask, if it's something that requires you to shift and change, just to repent, and then let us know what it is you want us to pray on your behalf. But we're going to go into prayer, and I'm going to close out and do a corporate covenant intercession prayer for our people, and then we will return actually this evening. We're going to be doing Sage Talk with me and Chief Prince Abulin. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we hope to see you back again. All right. All right, let's go into prayer. Borenu abinu malkinu. Anima bekesh na bola kaseshelka. O Yahweh. Sabot Eloi Abraham, Eloi Yitzchak, Eloi Yisrael. Babakasha Shema et Akosheli. Salach lanu al kol temashehi gofanit ruchanit wanafshit. Our King, our Creator, our Father. I ask that we approach your throne. O great King of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, please hear my voice. Forgive us for any uncleanness that is spiritual, physical, and mental. We give honor and praise to you. We thank you for waking us this morning. We thank you for protecting us as we slept all night. We thank you if there were no bad reports in regards to our family. We thank you for your word. We thank you for your commandments. We thank you for your ordinances, and we thank you for your statutes. We thank you for your mercy and your compassion. We ask that you continue to look after those that are less fortunate in finances, less fortunate, the poor in spirit. We ask that you look after the fatherless and the widows, those that need you more than anything, oh great King. Please send someone on that path that can help them overcome what it is that they may be going through, especially if they are sincere to you and they want to keep the things that you have put in place before our time today. We ask that you continue to strengthen Bnei Yisrael. We know that many of us are what you call wicked. We're very sinful, oh great King. We are not putting ourselves in the place that you have instructed us to be in, which is obedient. Oh, great King, you are merciful and you are compassionate. Please send people in that path that can show them the way, that can bring them understanding, that can show them that the spiritual side and the physical side, that can show them how to circumcise their mind and their thoughts, that can show them what's pleasing before your face, in speech and in deed, oh great King. We give you all honor. We give you all praise forever and evermore. Torah Rabba, Halueta Machoaniski, Halueta Koachaniski, Halueta Maleka Elion. Praise the eternal power, praise the eternal source, and praise the supreme King. All right, you all, if you have yet to do so, please make sure that you make sure that you share this. If it was anything said that touched you, then it will touch someone else. So if you can, please make sure that you share it. Please make sure that you like it. And also check out our website. It's the above website above my head, www.house-of-balance.org. All the information that's concerning our ministry, House of Balance Ministries or Beit Ma'azan Ministries, is there. If you have any questions, please, you can email us or you can fill out the form that is on the website with different things that you may have questions about, or if it's any concern or interest, I should say, in being a part of House of Balance Ministries or Beit Ma'azan Ministries as a member, as a contributor, whatever it may be, then also go ahead and reach out to us as well. We will be seeing you later on this evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This will be the official Sage Talk. We started last Wednesday at 8 p.m. Or Rabbi E at 8 p.m. And that was just just a little something for you all to get an idea of what me and Chief Prince Abuna are going to be doing each Tuesday or Yom Shalishi at 8 p.m. So we look forward to seeing you all today on Sage Talk. Of course, we do. We have Yom Shabbat for those that observe it on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lock it in. We have our services then. Me and my Irshad, we bring out different segments that we believe can help provoke thought and change for our people in the community, and many more to come, many more things to come. We will be keeping you all posted. May 15th through the 17th of 2026, we will be having a Learning the Culture conference. Details for where it will be coming soon, but it will be in North Carolina. All right. So you have to be there. If you are someone that's sincere, someone that's truly wanting to be as close as possible to how our people were back in the Tanakh days or in the first century days, whatever the case may be, our ancient Israelite forefathers and mothers, then this is the conference you want to make sure that you're a part of. There are many more things that's coming your way, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. And without further ado, Yabarekim, Yahweh, wa Yishmarekim. Shalom, shalom.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I see a dream, that dream is green. And I don't mean material things. Freedom to the land, child, woman, and man. As we take up for what we stand, better days and better nights, as we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we wanna see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the sake of us.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. No more feeling, telling me beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I wasn't part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. Our glory goes to He that causes us all to be. Oh, and if they're thinking we can, we show them that just as long as we stand, a monument. We the people can't be broken as long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across across America. Us, the peace rose for the sake of us. For the sake of us. I see my people rising. No more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America. Us, the peace rose for the sake of us.